All right, today we're going to attempt to vibe code a to-do list app and um, then see if we can break it. Let's check the security on it, see if GPT-5 is good at security, or if we um, have to do a bunch of checks afterwards to see where security is lacking. So I wanted to just do this to maybe generate a blog post out of or something like that. Wanted to get the transcription and extract it um, and build a blog post out of it. No matter what happens, it's going to be an interesting result. Does GPT-5 do a good job of security? Does it create production ready code? Or do we have to do a whole bunch of things to make it work? So you can see I was generating the thumbnail for this video just a second ago. We're going to be using GitHub Copilot to do and with agent mode and its GPT-5 preview. So first thing we're going to do, let's get started, is we're going to create a new project and let's just label it new do, something like that, right? Um, and then we'll open it up in VS Code. And first thing you always have to do with vibe coding is you have got to use Git. So we're going to open the, not the command palette, the terminal. All right. And then we're going to do within it. Okay. Oh, I don't want to use master as the main branch name. So let's a command to replace master with main as a Git repo. So master is a bad name, doesn't describe what it does. Main does describe what it does. So we're going to rename master to main. Boom. And then we don't have any remotes just yet. We're just working locally for now. Maybe we'll push to GitLab or GitHub after we're done. Okay, so we've done Git init. Now it's time to create our prompt. And usually when I'm vibe coding, I add a prompt.md file. Sometimes I actually use ChatGPT to generate the prompt. So um, let's just say, um, let's say something like create a to-do list app um, with a good UI design. See how it interprets that. We'll work on the design. We'll iterate a little bit and see how things look. Um, with the following requirements. Number one, app should have a backend plus frontend plus database plus login. So in order to really kick the tires on security, we need something where there's a login or something where there's a database that stores stuff. If something's running completely locally on your machine, there's a limited set of attacks you could do. You still could do some cross-site scripting um, if there's any sort of URL interaction or something like that. But let's just see. We'll build a robust app and then see if we can mess with the security. Um, App should be a to-do list. Say simple. I hate that word, but simple to-do list. Clean design. Uh, Features. Let's say feature one is recurring items. Feature uh, second feature before the item is um, let's say ordering of tasks. Let's say 5. Um, we want to be able to check off uh, tasks. All right, at this point, let's just take this and put it into ChatGPT and get a better um, get a better prompt. Taking this description of an application, generate a set of prompts for an agentic for coding agent to implement iteratively. Um, let's just say iteratively, step by step. Okay, paste that in. Another thing I want to do is I want to make sure that um, okay, running in Docker containers using microservices. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's see what GPT-5 gives us for this prompt list. Let's let it think for a bit. Okay. All right, cool. Cool, cool. Keep up the good work. Pretend I'm typing. Start ordering a checkoff. Items. Okay. Man, it's a lot of work. I'm glad we don't have to do it ourselves. What technology is it asking to use? Node, TypeScript, cool. Postgres, right? Docker Compose, orchestration. Yep, that's fine. I don't want to run Kubernetes. I just want to get this up and running on my machine, and then we'll try to hack it and do security and stuff. No polish and docs. All right, it's remembering to document things, which is great. All right, let's just copy all this and paste it into our um copy the whole thing. Should be able to copy the whole thing. Yep, down here. Copy. Boom. Okay. All right, let's take out this awesome stuff. I don't know why it said it was awesome. Maybe while Copilot is running, we'll ask what makes it so awesome. Okay. All right. Please read. Well, save that. Please read prompt.md fully and say read and analyze fully and implement this step by step. Um, don't stop. Actually, wait. Do we want it to stop and ask me questions? No, let's just do it. Don't stop. Make judgment calls for any questions that arise. And what else? Oh, at the end, 5 with a command prompt to run this. Oh, we also wanted to add a git ignore, but we'll do that later. Okay, adding that as context, switching this to GPT-5 mini preview. Now that doesn't cost anything. All right, let's do the 1x just to see because we're trying to test GPT-5 here. I just noticed that my head is covering the prompt. Okay, is that better? How's that look? Okay. All right, let's go. See what we do. Enable access to. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, enable. It's 1x, right? So, while that's working, I do want to go back to this and say, excellent, thanks. Why? Quick question. Why did you say this was awesome at the beginning? Lots of to-do apps out there. Good question. Is that awesome? Not because to-do apps themselves are novel, but because of the way you framed your build. Okay, this is glazing. Uh, okay. Do you want me to suggest how you could extend this project? Nope. Okay. Well, that seems like gaslighting, but fine. Okay, here we go. We're working to do micro. Whoa, that's cool. Right. I love this architecture diagram. That's great. Cool, cool. No, I don't want to install any of that. All right, so Docker Compose, Node 20 plus, is that the version? NPM 10 plus. Okay. So, while this does its thing, let's look up some security scanning tools. So, um, there are ways to automatically scan your code, and that's one of the steps that I want to do here. It's called static application security testing. So, say, and the authority on these things is OWASP. Um, OWASP is open source security foundation, and they just have tons of resources for how to secure your code. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for OWASP, Node, what else do they have? Postgres, um, static application security testing. Now SAST differs from DAST because DAST is dynamic application security scanning. It's something that will scan your application while it's running uh, to see if there are any vulnerabilities, but we're going to analyze the code to look for vulnerabilities. That's static application security testing. It's a code analysis tool. It's sort of like linting, um, uh, where linting looks for coding standards. Static application testing looks for security standards, essentially. So we'll look for some tools. Um, And we need to make sure that it covers the OWASP top 10, which is SQL injections like SQL injection, access control, security misconfiguration. So uh, they just have a list of common attack vectors. All right, so let's check this blog post. Tool comparison. Software. Oh, we want open source, definitely. No, we're not looking for just third-party tools. Uh, we while we do want to look for vulnerabilities in third-party libraries that could cause um, supply chain attacks, that's not the main thing we're looking for. We're looking for like, can we hack this application today? Um, npm audit. npm audit submits a description. No, we're not looking for just dependencies. Um, Nexus is usually really good for this. Let me just do. Oh, are we done? Okay. What's going on here? I'll make this a little bit bigger. So we make the font size bigger. Let's leave it like this for now. All right, did a bunch of stuff. Okay, continue to iterate. Let's go. Keep going. It's one thing I don't really like about Copilot is it asks you every once in a while if you want to keep going. It's good for saving money to making sure that you're not just eating up your entire uh, token limit, but it's kind of annoying when you want it to do a long set of a long chain of tasks like we're looking at right now. Okay, what's it been doing down here? It's interesting. The heck? Okay. So this looks like this here because I'm not sure. I think maybe I don't have a font installed, but my regular terminal looks like this. So we'll do projects already. Documents, projects. It has these cool little icons, but it doesn't show up in the VS Code window. Um, okay, just keep chugging along. How long have we been running so far? Doesn't have a timestamp. Okay, gateway. What is health Z? Oh, health checks. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep looking for static application security testing. Test tool for Node. Let's just do that. CST scan. SonarCube have a free version. Plans and pricing. Free for developers wanting to try SonarCube. I think that counts as us, right? We want to try it. Okay. Verify scaffolded files before building. Wish it wouldn't ask me, just do it. Go. Yes. Go. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm not running Docker right now. Sorry. Okay. Now I am. Hope that doesn't completely mess things up. Let's see how long it takes it to realize that I didn't have Docker running. Oh, it's just going to continue. We're only on step 2. Jeez Louise. Come on. I could do this in a weekend. That's what they always used to say in Stack Overflow. All right, let's go back to, I believe that SonarCube has a Docker container that we can use. Let's go back here. No, we don't want SaaS. Let's say, from Sonar, whoops. Again? Yeah, continue, dude. Keep going. No such file or directory. Infra and infra and gateway. It's right there. You can see it. Okay. I don't want to read through all that stuff. Okay. How do I run or queue free and scan my code base locally? Cool. See, why didn't Google just tell me this? Love the username and password. All right, save that for later. Once this is all done. Say like, what are we doing? Oops. Guess it's still on step 2, right? I wonder if it's checking off the steps as it goes. Oh, no, it's not checking them off as it goes. So I'm kind of purposely trying not to go too in depth on this because I want to show um, a normal vibe coder what would that person do and what are the security implications of what they're doing. Something else that a lot of folks aren't taking into account when they're doing vibe coding is um, regulations on storing uh, information about people. So UK personal information storage laws. So UK has the GDPR, which dictates how personal information should be stored. So um, personal data has to be processed lawfully, fairly, transparently. Data should only be used for the specific purpose. So um, you can't sell user data willy-nilly. Um, Only the necessary data should be collected, should be accurate and kept up to date. And it should be kept for longer than necessary, and it should be kept secure. So kept secure is kind of what we're looking at today. We're trying to. It depends on how long the vibe coding session takes. Um, okay, are we done? Checklist of requirements. Okay, created to do micro. I think it's done. Right, let's do what it tells us to do. I mean, actually, usually, let's say you just run it. Let's see. I don't like to think for myself when I'm vibe coding. I like to just have the computer do it. That's what the LLM's for. Um, right, do it. Let's go. What's Colima? I've never heard of Colima. It is a place in Mexico. Tanner runtimes. Got it. Okay. Well, definitely don't have Colima installed. Let's do it. Oh, no such file or directory. Come on, you wrote this. what we're working on right now. Okay, so what we're talking about with the security testing. Um, oh, I think we're just talking about personally identifiable information and stuff like that. So, um, sometimes the LLM knows about these things, sometimes it doesn't. But let's what are we installing? So it's creating a gateway. That's kind of cool. Let's look at these docs again. Docs at least. Fine. Let's maybe, yeah, infra. Let's look at the Docker Compose. How many servers do we have? All right, database, Redis, gateway. Cool. This is really impressive, actually. Let's see how well it does once it gets everything installed. Let's let's look at what SonarCube scans for. Ooh, it's trusted by all these things. Trusted by the army. Do you even know the quality of my code, of your code? I'm not looking for quality. I'm looking for security. Security. Explore security. Right. No, I don't want to talk to sales. I want. Yeah, please. Please do some taint analysis for me. What is taint analysis? All right. I'm sorry. I've got safe search on, I think. All right. What is taint analysis in SonarCube? Who who let that get through? What is taint analysis? All right. Come on. What is it? Oh, what? The coffer had just tainted the door with his germs. If I touched it, I'd be tainted too. Uh, enough of the metaphors. What is taint analysis? Okay. Uh, Taint analysis identifies every source of user data, form inputs, headers, you name it. Cool. I like that. Follows each piece of data all the way through your system. Make sure it gets sanitized before you do anything with it. All right. Well, that's not the kind of taint I was thinking of, but certainly more secure that way. We're still installing stuff? Come on, why are we installing stuff? We're in a Docker container. Let me ask it, actually. Why are we setting, why are we installing stuff? This runs in containers. What do you have to say to that, smart guy? Working. Good question. You don't need to host installs from an app. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, do it. And iterate if there are any errors. Come on. Can't believe I let it work that long without stopping it. Let's read more about taint analysis. Refactor this code. Let's see. Okay. Yep, do it. Go. Uh-oh. Attribute version is obsolete. It'll be ignored. Does that mean it is running? Let's check our containers. Don't see anything. All right, it's fixing it. Go. Yes. Access data from other apps. That's vague, but okay. Go for it. Cool. Redis. Ooh, this is really cool UI. I like that. It looked like the defrag from Windows 95 or whatever. What's that look like? Yeah. Remember this. So for anybody too young to remember, um, hard drives used to store data on platters, physical platters, and um, as you're working on your computer, it would store things inefficiently. So defragging is defragmenting. It just kind of matches everything together so that it's all close together. It optimizes for space, optimizes for read speed, and I assume write speed as well. Okay, where are we at? Over here. Continue. Check to see if is there chat related to this. Okay, nobody's watching. Good. Wait, I don't need to see if anybody's watching. Says is that excellent though? That's good. Okay. Let's keep. Oh, good. It's testing it to see if it's up and running. Just keep chugging along. Keep going. Failed to solve. Process did not complete successfully. Okay. So what else can we? What else can we look up while we're waiting? Let's keep going with this taint stuff. Refactor this code to not construct SQL queries directly from tainted user control data. So this is something where we definitely want to test in the app that we're creating that we're not just concatenating parameters to build SQL queries. Seriously doubt it's going to do this. This is kind of a naive example of a SQL injection, but you never know, right? We're vibe coding, right? We're assuming the person doesn't have any knowledge. Okay, what do we got? I'll bring the stack up via Docker Compose. Run this. Come on. All right, let's try it. We'll just click here. Go. Error one. Now I'm gonna have to manually copy and paste. Let's just run through the OWASP top 10, just to refamiliarize ourselves with this. Oh, no, that's not OWASP. It's Wara Trek. our tech. And that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Looking for this. All right, let's see. How are we doing here? Okay, just making sure it's not waiting. Oh, that's top 10 is a standard awareness document. Good. Um, do this. Oh, we're building ancient block file. NPM more ancient block. What do they consider ancient? All right. Top 10 security risks, 3 new categories. Okay, so this is as of 2021. I guess they haven't changed it since then. 4 categories of naming and scoping changes and some consolidation top 10. So the new one is continue, go, go. All right, I need to pause this actually. I'll be able to reconnect. No. Can I pause? I don't know if I can pause. No idea. Continue. Right. Status okay. Something's up and running. All right. I'll be right back. How are we looking here? Sign up, log in. Let's check it out. Oh, do we not have a front end? Correct. All right. Okay. So on the front end. Okay. There. Okay. So is it running? Oh, I think I just did this. All right. So it's supposed to be doing 5173, 5173. Let's see. Can't open the page. So how do you pronounce VITE? Veet. Veet. Yeah, it's gotta expose the Veet. Try again. Refresh. Bootstrap UI. Okay. Right. Does nothing. Okay. All right. Now implement the UI. Don't think I didn't look through the entire prompt, so maybe the prompt didn't have anything related to the UI. It might have just been the backend. While it's doing that, let's see if we can connect to. Let's see if we can connect to the database. Front end infrastructure was Postgres is 5432, right? Isn't it? The front end was? No. Okay. So how do we connect to Postgres? PG admin? Cool. Is it free? PG admin 4. All right. Sell me. This is Apple Silicon. No, this is the Windows version. What did I do? Download. Mm, let's see if it does ARM 64. The front end should be up and running now. Let's see. Sign up. Okay. Password. All right. Let's use this. Did it do anything? How do you get to DevTools in Safari? I might have to go to Chrome for this. Right. DevTools. Okay. Sign up is pending. I'm getting an errors here. All right. I have to put a pause on this. come back to it later. Um, so yeah, we'll finish out the app and then we'll um, try to hack it.